Hey guys, Gizmodict here, and this is my review of the LeEco LE2. The LE2 has been launched at a price tag of 12,000 rupees, and at least on paper, this phone has a very good specification set. So can the LE2 potentially be the best budget smartphone that you can buy? Well, let's find out in this full review. In terms of design and build quality, the LE2 is very similar to the LE1S. The phone is made out of metal, which makes it feel solid and premium. It looks quite impressive as well, especially in this rose gold shade. The metal body does give it a very nice feel when held in the hand, and I personally like the design and the build quality of this phone over the Moto G4 Plus. On the front you have an 8 megapixel camera that is followed by a 5.5 inch 1080p display and 3 capacitive buttons. The fingerprint sensor resides on the back of the phone along with a 16 megapixel camera. On the right hand side you have the power and the volume buttons, which feel solid and they don't wobble at all. There's also a dual nano SIM card tray on the left hand side, and the IR blaster is at the top of the phone. The bottom has the microphone and speaker grills along with a USB Type-C port. What's missing here is the 3.5mm headphone jack, because LeEco has decided to ditch the headphone jack and they have opted for their CDLA technology, which produces sound via the USB Type-C port. The CDLA earphones that they are giving out with the LE2 are decent and most of the users would be happy with it. But for someone who is an audiophile or is used to using more expensive set of headphones like I do, the CDLA earphones won't seem very impressive. LeEco also bundles a USB Type-C to 3.5mm converter, but honestly the sound via the converter is not as good as a phone with a dedicated headphone jack. So your only option right now is to use the CDLA earphones or some Bluetooth headphones, and hopefully more headphone manufacturers would come up with CDLA headphones. Moving on to the internals of this phone, the LE2 sports a Snapdragon 652 Octa Core CPU, 3GB of RAM and the Adreno 510 GPU. As a result, this phone flies through all the apps and games that you throw at it. The only game which did not run well was Nova 3, because the gameplay and the audio was a bit choppy at times. Apart from that, games like Asphalt 8, Modern Combat 5, Implosion, etc. ran great on maximum settings. The phone did get warm upon extensive gaming, but it wasn't anything major to worry about. RAM management is also impressive on the LE2, and the phone glides through the EUI very smoothly. EUI looks a lot like iOS, and personally I'm not a huge fan of LeEco's implementation. I prefer MIUI more than EUI, but that's just a personal choice. It is based on Android 6.0 Marshmallow this time, but there are no news about the Android N update as of now. The camera on the LeEco LE2 is a 16 megapixel f2.0 sensor, which is coupled with a dual LED flash. The camera interface is very similar to what we have seen on some other LeEco phones. The images shot in the daylight look very good and detailed. I found the saturation to be a little less, so I did increase that in the camera app. The images, as I said, are good in general, but the camera had a bit of a focusing issue when you try to take a macro shot by getting really close to a subject. The low light performance was okay, I would say, but the Moto G4 Plus definitely did a better job. The LE2's camera can also record 4K videos, but the footage that I shot from the camera had some sort of artifacting, and you need to touch the screen to focus while the recording is on. The LE2 also has a 5.5 inch 1080p in-cell display, and people are having a lot of concerns about it. The display creaks upon pressing too hard, and I've already made a video clearing this issue out, so if you're wondering about the display quality of the phone, then do watch that video. The display quality is impressive because it has good viewing angles, deep blacks and well saturated colors. The display is also visible in direct sunlight, and overall I had no issues with the quality of the display during my testing. The LeEco Lure 2 has a 3000 mAh of battery and it also supports fast charging, which charges the phone to around 50% in half an hour. The battery life has been decent on the phone, but it's definitely not the best in the segment. If you push it too hard, then you might have to charge the phone at the end of the day, but for most of the users, it's going to work fine. Network reception was good as well, and I had no problems with the call quality of the phone. So now, the question is the LeEco Lure 2 a good smartphone to buy under 15,000 rupees? I'm going to say a yes because the Lure 2 has an amazing build quality, good internals, an impressive display, and a decent camera. So if you don't mind the missing headphone jack on the phone, you can definitely go and buy the LeEco Lure 2. That wraps up my review of this phone and I hope you guys liked it. Do show your support by liking and sharing this review, and you can also follow me on my social media pages. Do let me know your questions about this phone in the comments and please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming reviews. Thanks for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.